You're listening to the Sam and Ryan Show, 93.9 The Beat, Hawaii's #1 for hip-hop. Happy Monday, everybody. We have a very special guest joining us on the Celebrity Line. Hawaiian Ryan, would you like to do the intro, my friend?
Oh, I would love to. We're honored to have this guy representing Hawaii since before the original Goonies. How's you? And today he's starring in the #2 film in all of the country, Finding Ohana on Netflix. Give it up for Branscombe, Richmond. Let's go!
Thank you. Mahalo nui. What an honor. I mean, to be on your show and to pump the #2 movie and wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah, the whole country about today. I love it, dude.
Branscombe, what's up, man? You know, I got to tell you, man, looking at, I mean, you've been in so many movies. Like, when I think of Hawaii, any Hawaii movie, you're in it.
Well, how about Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
He was in it, yeah.
Okay, how about Magnum P.I.?
He was in it.
Hawaii Five-0.
He was in it.
Jeez, already. Everything. Awesome, man.
Well, you know, when you work cheap, everybody hires you.
You just summed up my whole career.
Becky has a single tear going.
Yeah.
So can you tell everybody, like, how did you become an actor? How did this whole thing start? Because you've been in so many movies, and when you see Branscombe on the screen, you know who he is. You've seen him before, even before Finding Ohana.
Well, it's really funny when you have a name like Branscombe, people go, "Oh, you that guy." Right? Because they have a hard time saying Branscombe, Richmond. They go, "Wow, that sounds like a disease. You have the Branscombe, Richmond. You better go see the doctor." You know what? Way back in the 70s, we got any people there from the 70s with you guys right now?
I'm not raising my hand at all.
I know. Okay. You know, I was lucky because I had a failed baseball career, and I started checking IDs at a nightclub, and I was underage. You know, my dad was sick, and I needed to make some money. And, you know, we used to live in a car, man, in Los Angeles, and that's just the way it is, you know. And it was before anybody was homeless. Anyway, I got in as an extra. I got lucky, and some guy said, "Hey, you're a pretty physical guy and can say a couple lines here. Why don't you say these lines before we throw you down the steps?" And I said, cool. And I did it. And then all of a sudden it started to happen. And, you know, I was playing guys like bad guy #1 or bad guy #2 or that kind of thing. And it just kept going. And man, am I blessed today to be in Finding Ohana.
And now you're in Maui, where Chris Pratt was living in his car before he made it to Hollywood. Wow. Woo.
You know, I heard that, you know. So let me explain something. My father was from Tahiti. My mother is from Hawaii. And my grandmother was from right here up in Kipahulu. And so it was kind of interesting, you know, the first generation Polynesian escaping to the big mainland, you know. So they just pounced it out and tried the best they could. And if anybody's listening out there, never give up, man. Just keep on going, put your head down, and do the best you can, because sometimes you'll get a little luck there.
Yeah. If somebody wants to be like an actor or an actress, so what is the first step they got to do? What would you recommend? Is there a number to call or like someplace you got to hit up? You know, what do you got to do?
Wow. You know, get an education, man. Get an education, because we're in the 90% rejection business.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now you're talking about
the time they're going, we're going another way. Or, you know, we saw this guy, you know, you're too tall, you're too fat, your eyebrows are too thick. Whatever it is, man, they're picking it apart.
Why you got to tease my dating life, Branscombe? I'm trying, okay? I'm putting myself out there.
You know what? Get an education and go do a play somewhere. And the best thing I would say is take an improv class.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
You know,
That's what you've recommended before.
Take an improv class.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things.
Exactly what you guys are doing is what people should be taking that improv class. Because, man, you got to have that quick wit, and at the top of your head, you got to come up with something that really makes sense, or maybe not. Who knows?
So, Branscombe, what is next on your radar after Finding Ohana? Is there another film that's coming out that you already filmed, or is there something coming up for you, or what's going on?
Aloha Surf Hotel starring Augie T, baby.
Oh, yes. Nice.
That's right. It's going to be coming to Oahu, I think, in a week or two. And then right now we're playing on the Big Island. And we're we're playing here. I think next week we start back on Maui. You know, listen, you know, I'm either going to go to tax incentivized states to make these films, and I did one with Lance Hendrickson just recently in Arizona. That comes out in June. But I love making these little family Hawaii films, you guys.
Nice.
You know,
I mean,
and people say, you know, well, you know, is it going to play New York? I don't know. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to play New York, but it's going to stream, and someone's going to see a little slice of life of Hawaii. You know what I mean?
I got it from your Facebook that this Netflix film, Finding Ohana, #2 in the country right now, right now because of Netflix is in 30 different languages in 190 different countries, which is like, wow. That is so amazing. And then, you know, that scene that you and Kelly Who did, I talked to her on my podcast this weekend. And if you missed it, you can go check it on the Sam and Ryan show on the Facebook there. It's up there. And she's talking about that scene you guys did together. And I know everybody in Hawaii already saw it. If you didn't, what kind of local are you? I don't even know. So, you know what? I'm just going to talk about it. But that scene between you and Kelly was just so amazing. And she was telling me a little behind the scenes that at first the director, Jude Weng, and you guys were discussing about doing it in all Hawaiian. And then you didn't. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know, so I was a transplanted Hawaiian, Polynesian. You know, I'm a multi-mix. You know, I got French, English, Spanish, Aleut, Native American, Tahitian, Hawaiian, Italian. And so when it comes to what I remember, what I grew up with, I can slam that stuff. But when I have to go to, you know, when you have to have the Hawaiian book word sense kind of stuff, I get afraid. So we had an opportunity to turn this scene around so that everybody would understand and would not have to look at the subtitles.
Yeah.
They can watch us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jude Wang's a smart lady, man, and she's just wonderful. So we gave it a shot, and you know the emotion. If you come from an indigenous family and you got to set records straight, that emotion comes naturally. I think it did for me.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, it was great to have the cameo from Data from the original Goonies, but I don't want to hear him speak Pidgin again.
Take him.
I'm just, come on, you know what I mean? He's not from here, so it's okay. But it was just, that was the one part I was like, okay, just let Branscombe do it. Just let.
Well, you know the scene where we showed up at the beach and I offer him a pu'olo?
Yeah.
I offer him a gift. So I showed up to work that day, and I said, hey, Jude, you know, a kupuna would not show up somewhere and borrow your boat without giving him a gift and giving him a pu'olo. So I made my own thing, and everything that I said that was in the basket, I gave it to him, and she goes, oh, that is so please do that, please do that. And it made the prop man cry.
Wow.
I've never had an actor show up with his own props to do this scene, and I said, well, I slept on it last night. I'm asking this cat to give me his boat so I can go take my granddaughter out for a little ride. You know what I mean?
Now, Branscombe, he was crying because he's afraid you're going to take his job. That's awesome, Branscombe. That's awesome.
Well, check out Finding Ohana. It's #2 on Netflix right now. We want to thank Branscombe Richmond for taking the time to talk to us this morning. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Hey, can I add one last thing for everybody? Just really quick.
Yeah.
Just one little thing.
Yeah.
Hey, if you go to Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb.com and vote for our movie, we might get the sequel. We're close.
Oh, nice.
Okay, everybody, go to Rotten Tomatoes.
Go to IMDb.com or Rotten Tomatoes. Vote for the film Finding Ohana, and a sequel could be happening. We're close.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
God bless all of you. Be safe out there.
It's the Sam and Ryan Show on 93.9 The Beat.